Dream Journal, December 13th, 2019. As I awake, I can barely move my body. I exerted myself a lot yesterday and went outside the house in a wheelchair to a party. My muscles are in pain. I can't move my legs hardly at all. Those will warm up. I'm awakening from a dream. I had received interest emails of people who wanted to come to the forest. Groups that wanted to come out. In this case, it was a family group of about 9 or 10 people. That part's true. I get those occasionally, and I turned 2 of them down recently. And in the dream, I was in Bosque or somewhere, and I ran into a group of people and was chatting with them. And they seemed like one of the groups I had turned down. They fit the demographics of the group. And they were kind of mysterious about where they had come from or who they were. They seemed like nice enough folks. So I was talking with them. And I'm not sure what happened, but somehow they ended up coming out to the Bosque with me. So we were there, and they were kind of odd, and they were asking a lot of questions and poking around, and it's fairly hard to keep track of a group that size. And I was there alone with them. And they were acting odd enough that I was becoming uncomfortable with them. And they were moving things around, and I went to sleep, and I woke up, and they had moved many things around. They were collecting the things in the forest, and like furniture and things, and I was fairly confused by all that, and I told them they have to leave immediately, and that's all I remember from being there in the Bosque. I woke up, and I was somewhere else. And I had like my camera bag and a few other things, but I was in someone else's room with their things. And so I got up and walked out into a common area, and there were other rooms of other people's things there. And so I started walking, and there were other buildings, and I started seeing some other people. I was very confused about how I had gotten to this place. I had no recollection of getting there. Walking around, I saw various activities that one would associate with a community of some kind. And there were some people singing and dancing in one place. And it all starts looking very cult-like. And that's upsetting me greatly. I don't see anyone from the group that was in the Bosque. I have a telephone in my pocket. It's small and it's not mine. And it doesn't seem to work. I was kind of confused still. I may have still been drugged because I started to think I'd been drugged in some way. So I caught the eye of a person that wasn't occupied, and I said, "Do you know my name? Did you meet me from yesterday?" And he said, "No, I'll check." And he went off into a building. And I started walking away from that place. And I went behind 2 other buildings to walk further away, and a person came up to me who had been looking for me, it seemed like. And I looked across a piece of water, a river, and saw that there were buildings there that were probably not related to this community. I thought maybe I could get in the river and swim across the river to get away from this place. So I had no idea where they were. As this person from the community approached, I punched him in the nose. And I said, "Do you know who I am and how I got here?" And he said that he was this person, the son of, I think it's the son of the community leader of some kind. And the dream gets a little fuzzy at that point, but I believe I threatened him. And the dream continued in some odd ways. I don't recall it all. My dream recall is just coming back to me after the accident. But this dream has a lot to do with real fears that I have. Doing this project that I'm doing, I do get contacted by a lot of people who quite clearly are not attached to somewhere else, as far as I know, and they're looking for places to take advantage of. Sociopaths and groups of them seek out situations where they can take advantage of people. And being alone with unknown people in the forest is a very vulnerable position to be in. And there's people, and I'm online. I post a lot of things online, and so I'm actually in real physical danger from people who specifically are looking for people in positions like mine. This is one form of recurring dream I often have, and now I feel even more vulnerable because I'm physically vulnerable. Even now I have to plan how to get back to the Bosque and be there with people, and somehow they need to be people I trust. Now, it's easy to think that the world is full of good people, and perhaps it is. But there's also people, I know this from a lot of personal experience, there's a minority of people who are actually out there specifically to hurt others and take from them and use them in some horrible ways. And so, as I plan for, in the next months, I need to get back there. I don't have money to continue having people taking care of me all the time. I suppose if I need less and less care, I can renegotiate. I could live in a hotel, cheaper than I'm living here. But obviously, I want to get back to the forest. But the larger problem is, how do I have people coming into my home, unusual people, and not be at such risk? I have to get a core group of people I can trust. Oh, it's painful. It's painful to even yawn. And that's my fundamental problem. Once I have a core group of people, my risk will go down. I'll still have conflicts with people, but I'll know that at least they're not the kind of people who are traveling around looking to use people. So, I don't know if I would class it as a nightmare or not, but it is the reality of my life. Luckily, it was just a dream, but it's a significant illustration of some of the challenges I'm dealing with in my real life.